where we left off um, was day 2 of the trial, and you all managed to find and present evidence, a little bit of it quite dramatic, to the court. And afterwards, there was just a little bit of a ruckus with the crowd, and Villager offering to sacrifice himself for the greater good.
I was just giving them some lashings. I don't know about killing me, but they could have taken it too far, I guess.
And we'll wait another minute. Somebody just connected.
User joined your channel.
Hey, how are you? And so, anyway, we were talking about how you needed to visit Sanctuary on Carb Isle, where the
Carb
beast
Isle?
Carb Karb. Damn caps lock. Um, Dr. Brada, who was mentioned in the ledger from Vortstag and Grine, um, was one of the people that perished when the beast allegedly set fire to the asylum and killed everyone. Um, you do know that the prosecutor's witness was the doctor's assistant who got blinded in the fire.
Oh, so he was blinded in the fire. I thought
Yes,
he had died.
no, the doctor died and the assistant was just blinded. And, you know, it's probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's a short riverboat ride to the sanctuary. But the crowd overall has, you know, grudgingly dispersed. And now you all can do whatever you'd like.
So we're going up to Carbile this evening.
The trial for it is tomorrow.
Yep, I have that same. Starting to get those dark rings under my eyes.
Didn't you pick up a spell last time to help you go without sleep?
Yeah. It doesn't mean I've used it yet.
And we're starting at Lepidstadt, is that correct?
Yes. And actually, it's even just a short walk if you'd like to.
Would we have a chance to speak to the witness before we go to Carbile, or will we only get to cross-examine him in the trial tomorrow?
If you want to see him, you would have to. It's the same as the other witness. He'll show up in the morning.
Okay.
So if you'd like to talk to him, now he does still preside. Let's see. He actually now lives in a small cottage there by the river in Lippestadt. So if you'd like to talk to him, you could talk to him before you go investigate the sanctuary.
He might at least be able to tell us what he thinks he saw before he went blind. I don't know if, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. We can go straight to the asylum, but he might give us a starting point.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Saying is, would someone like to throw a knowledge nature?
Yeah, I can do that.
I could like to.
I'm sorry, not nature, local.
Is my mic working now?
Hey,
It
hi.
is now, yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, there's you do manage to stop a passerby and ask him if they uh might know where Carl lives. Carl is the doctor's assistant, and they give you directions, and off you go. And you come to a small cottage down by the it's located on the river, and it's a kind of a decent little place, and you can hear someone inside behind the closed door.
I'll knock on the door.
Okay, and very shortly thereafter, this gentleman, you can see that he's blind and he has you can tell he's got burn marks and so forth, and there's no doubt that he is indeed blind from the result of a fire. He's not too hideous to look at, but he does have some scarring and so forth. And he answers the door and asks who's there.
We're the group investigating the events that took place at Sanctuary. We were hoping that you would have a few moments for us to ask a couple of questions.
You can see that he gets a little bit excited, and he's like, it is so rare that I get visitors. So yes, come on in, come on in. We'll break bread together, and you can help me drink a bottle of wine. And he kind of steps back and motions you in with his arm.
Thank you, Carl.
Sense motive.
So entrusting.
You can tell he's genuinely excited to have visitors.
Doesn't mean he's excited to help us. Maybe he just. I haven't had victims come right to my door before. It's so nice.
No, you're not getting any sense of danger coming from him. He just, so far, he just seems like a very nice blind guy. And
I always do.
just for reference, this fire took place about 4 months ago. So anyway, he shows you the way in and says take a seat, and you can see that there's some bread on the table, and he walks over to a countertop and retrieves a bottle of wine and opens it and uh, offers you some who would like some wine and whatnot.
It's been a long day, but thank you.
My
Is
math
that
doesn't have a mouthful, sorry.
is that a
I'll
yes
have
or
a
no?
glass.
Okay,
No, thank you.
got it.
Darius will take the wine just so.
Okay, and he pours those of you all a round of drinks and so forth, and he goes, what can I do for you all?
We're interested in what happened in the fire at the fire and sanctuary. Your account would be most helpful.
He's like, that was truly such a horrible night. That was the night that the fire, took my sight. And the last thing I remember seeing is the shambling beast escaping the burning hospital. And the beast truly, this monster was truly the beast of Lippestadt. And he gives you a very vague description of the beast.
When you said very, I thought you were going to say detailed.
No, you wouldn't get that lucky.
Okay, and so you saw him, but what happened before the fire broke out?
From where I was at, it was just a normal day at the asylum, and someone yelled fire, and um, I ran out to locate and see if the doctor needed any help. And it was at this time that I saw the creature
This was
right before the
Dr.
flames got to me, Dr. Brada.
And how was your relationship with Dr. Brada?
Um, he was an okay guy, he always treated me fairly.
And I take it he worked what work would he do? Did he work with interring the dead, autopsy type work, perhaps dressing the dead before sending them off if they were to send to a funeral?
Sir, he was a doctor. I'm sure he did a little bit of everything.
And I'm sure that too.
He was the one that founded the institution.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Was everything good with the doctor in the days leading up to the fire? Nothing had changed about him? He was behaving normally so far as you could tell?
You know, in the past few days, he did seem to be a little anxious. Although he really wouldn't say what. And, you know, I might even go a little bit to say he was, maybe even acting paranoid.
Do you know what his business relationship was with Vorkstag and Grine?
Um, well, I know we did business with him occasionally.
What kind of business did you handle with them?
The Chime Works was, what, a medical supply building, chemical.
Yeah, the comic works. That's where I found the vats of acid and lots of bodies.
Yeah, you know, we bought chemicals and whatnot from them.
What chemicals do you need in a asylum?
I just know we did business with them, sir. I was
I
not
understand that. I'm just
responsible for ordering.
not saying you're responsible, but I imagine when the chemicals arrived, you used them in some fashion.
Yeah, you know, there's various scientific experiments that went on at the asylum.
Did you ever
Really now?
happen to meet Mortstag or Grimes? Did they ever visit the asylum?
I personally never saw them.
Did you see specifically how the fire started? Did you see the beast light the fire, or did you know how the
Uh,
fire started?
no, I was tending to some of my duties, and I heard someone yell fire, and I ran out into the hallway, and there was this massive fire that was had already started and was growing rapidly. Like I said, it was a truly horrible night, and y-
And all right. So I understand. After that, things got very difficult. Um, so the fire began. You got out, and you saw him, and what was he doing? The
uh,
beast.
the 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 beast was running away from the scene of the crime.
He was just running away.
He was escaping the burning hospital.
I see.
Like everyone else?
Well, you know, I'm sure he was probably just trying to get away.
Well, that's interesting. And did anyone else disagree with that assessment?
Who else is there?
Were there any other survivors?
um, there may no. Yeah, it killed the sanctuary's administrator, Dr. Brada, all of the patients, and it blinded the doctor's assistant. No. Carl was the only survivor.
Was there anything else that struck you unusual about the sanctuary, Carl?
No, not really. You know, I can't say for sure, but it just seemed like any other asylum.
You've worked at other asylums.
Or maybe
I've worked at one or two in the past.
And chemical experimentation was common in them?
In this day and age, probably.
Truly, sir, when I worked in them, I had no idea what was going on in them because I was learning. I'm still learning. I know that asylums are designed to help their patients, and sometimes that does lead to, you know, radical treatments.
What was the most radical treatment then you would say you was undertaken at Sanctuary?
Um,
Do you know in real life in the last 20 years they've stopped using insane asylums and closed them all? There's very, very few left going.
Did not know that. I figured they just renamed them all rehab.
I think they gave a few of them jobs with me.
Um,
All right.
let's see. I'm sorry, what was the question?
If there was any radical treatments that stood out.
Out of character for a minute. I really don't want to give you the idea that, you know, this is a dark and sinister place.
No problem. We're just trying to see if, you know.
I was wondering why you're asking this anyways. Like, what kind of information are we trying to get?
Now,
Well, the doctor was on the list of the people hiring, you know, in the body trade with Vorkstag and Grind's Chimic Works. So.
he will, Carl will tell you that, you know, the doctor performed most of his research by himself. And there was very little that Carl was actually invited to see.
I imagine he had to lug stuff. That's more what I'm expecting. Not like he was doing the experiments, but that he had
exactly.
to move boxes in and out of the place.
Now he does let you in a little bit into the background of Dr. Brada. You know, he was motivated, and the purpose of the institution was to cure those unfortunate individuals afflicted with madness and physical deformities. And the doctor made a comment to me once in passing that, you know, the reason for this was because of his uncle. His uncle had been burned by a mob because of his deformities. And, that was his motivation in doing everything.
Okay. All right, Carl. Thank you. Thank you for your time in revisiting this past tragedy.
And, Torin, and Carl says, I overheard the doctor talking to himself as in his office before I stepped into the room, and he was talking about money to himself. I don't know what he said, but I distinctly heard the word money, and I just noted it as being a little strange for the doctor to be acting this way.
Okay.
Were you aware of any financial difficulties at the sanctuary or pressure from somebody?
Um, no, not that I was aware of. Uh, everybody got paid when we were supposed to, and so forth. Overall, it was a decent enough job.
Had the person you refer to as the Beast, had he been a regular? Have you seen him at the sanctuary before? Perhaps was he getting treatments? Anything like that?
I really have no idea why the beast would have been there that night. I've sat here and wondered that for 4 months, and I just really can't say why he was there.
If we get an answer, we'll come by and tell you.
Before we go, can we describe, the skin suit to Carl and see if that sounds like anything like what he saw?
That is a very good question. The description that he gave you of the beast, it was very vague, but it could also match the skin suit as well as the beast.
Okay.
There's no discerning clues, like he doesn't say scales, or the beast doesn't. The beast is still all skin stitched, nothing like scales or claws.
No, it's just very vague.
Okay. All right, so that was a possibility I hadn't really.
But it could be the skin suit. That's the important point.
Absolutely. Well, let's.
Uh,
I guess let's go to Sanctuary. Thank you.
Villager, you're the one that said that if you find out an answer, um, you'll let him know, right?
Yes.
Can you roll a diplomacy on that?
Sure.
Um, he says, "Sir, I really appreciate that. Uh, it's just something that I'm curious about is his motive. But I saw the beast, and I know day after tomorrow it ain't gonna matter because he's gonna be dead. But you all said you were here for what again?
Justice. We want to
Just
make sure that the person who did this to you pays for their crime.
Have you been out to the sanctuary yet?
We'll be going soon.
I appreciate you offering to let me know what you found out. So I will let you know that there's supposed to be ghast that occupy that region of the swamp around the sanctuary. So as you go there, keep an eye out.
How horrible. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a safe trip, and will you all be at the trial tomorrow? I will be, and you can tell he's kind of excited to actually be part of something big.
Yes, Carl. Yes, we will.
Well, I guess I'll see you there. Ha 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 ha.
I wish you well, Carl.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
I always find our paladin really creepy.
What happened?
I don't know, says the guy who wears a mask all the time.
Should we put it to a vote?
Gotta keep them interesting. So let's go. Are we taking a boat?
The sanctuary is actually 3 miles north of town.
I
And
want a
boat.
piggyback ride.
there is a narrow track following the shore of the river.
You're the one who can go Dr. Jekyll. You should be giving us piggyback rides.
Shape changing takes a lot of energy. I need to conserve my strength.
All right. We'll walk. 3 miles isn't that bad.
I'm going to ask, are we there yet every 15 minutes?
Okay.
I will always answer yes.
And give me just a second. We'll have a new map coming at you. And let's delete the broken children from the combat tracker.
Why do you need the combat tracker?
I'm just being thorough.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I think in the
We're
name of
warned of
thoroughness,
gas.
while we're walking, I engage all of my long buffs. Just to be thorough.
Just to be thorough. Okay, that is mapped out. And let's put everybody on the map. Made a grid.
I guess it makes more sense if only one particular group of twisted minds decided to use the beast to commit whatever ends they desired. Kind of feel better. It's not a lot of groups.
Okay, wow, that grid went horrible. For this map, it really doesn't matter. All right, you follow this narrow track on the western shore, and you're passing through this depressingly gray marshland, and eventually, you arrive at the lonely ruins of Sanctuary. You see the sad remains of a broken building lying on a spur of land jutting into the river. You see the burnt timbers of this large house sagging into the undergrowth of nettles and thistles. Nature is taking back this charred ruin as if trying to erase dark memories. Nearby, you see a small cluster of gravestones jutting from the weeds. And I'm going to retcon for just a second. Carl also told you, when he was talking about that night, that it was a shame that the doctor brought his body and the bodies of several others were not recovered from the remains of the building.
Sweet.
So, but you see the small cluster of gravestones just from the weeds.
The ones on the north side? Alright,
Yeah.
and is that a hole?
That is indeed a hole.
Always gotta go down holes.
You see fallen debris everywhere, and actually, this would be it would count as difficult terrain.
I'm gonna detect evil as we approach.
And since you asked about the hole, why don't you make a perception check?
Someone else should totally make that. Alright, fine.
Point out the hole, then we can all do it.
Yeah, I'll give you that one to notice a hole in the ground. Um, yes, you do notice this 30-foot hole on the south side of the ruins. And upon closer inspection, you can see that it's a cellar, and part of the ceiling has collapsed, which caused this 30-foot hole.
Ah. A hole, gentlemen.
I say we jump blindly in.
Can't we do it with our eyes open?
It's less fun.
I'm gonna detect evil around.
I can always start dangling a rope down to see how deep it is.
You detect the presence of evil.
I'm gonna hone in on it. Try to get some strength and direction.
From down in the hole.
Something is down in the hole.
How big is the hole across?
It's roughly 3.5 feet. It's big enough that you can drop down through.
I have no problem going down the hole to, remove more undead, as that is a worthy cause. But I suggest that we do a thorough sweep up here to make sure there's nothing up here before we go down.
Do I have a strength on that aura of evil?
Well, realistically, we were told that there were gas in the area, so I would bet.
Is it roughly middle level undead strength?
Yeah, that would be a good answer. No, let's say lower level undead strength.
Okay, I mean that's 2 hit dice and less for faint. Moderate's 3 to 8.
Yeah, let's do moderate.
Okay.
Okay.
If I were to, for example, enlarge myself, could I still fit down the hole?
It's a 3-foot hole, man.
So probably not.
No, but I would let you drink, or I'd let you cast, drop, and enlarge when you hit the bottom.
I'll take it.
Hoping, of course, that the hole opens up when you're down there and you don't become a plugged gopher in a hole.
Now he's just trapped in the hole.
That would get awkward.
Do you all want to jump in the hole first, or
Yeah, well
look
now we
around
gotta
the
go in. He
ruins?
jumped in the hole.
Well, I mean,
How about I
gonna...
climb down the rope I dropped down there?
Okay. And Christoph, you are down the hole.
And I'm not trapped.
And here's the point that I need combat tracker.
Well, I meant you can't get back out of the hole.
Oh, that's true. But it doesn't last all that long.
Okay. Is that something that's dismissible, or it runs its course no matter what?
I think the spell is dismissible. I'm honestly not sure how that works, given that they're potions.
Okay.
Or that they're infusions.
Probably not.
Okay, and as you pop down the hole, you manage to miss landing on a couple of barrels. But you do drop into the cellar, and there are currently 4 ghasts living in the cellar.
Nobody saw it coming.
So anyway, let's roll for initiative.
Ah, damn it.
Since I don't think there's any way of getting Bahira down a 3-foot hole, I think we're just going to leave her, or him rather, up here.
Okay.
She could probably get down. She could jump. It's getting back up that might be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, you got Christoph. He's going to be down there for a while.
He can lift her up. Rubber belly while he's at it.
I'm pretty big. You could probably just like drop onto my shoulders.
We can climb down, Christoph.
Okay, Torin.
Alright, well, let's shimmy down there and get in on the action, I guess.
And at this point, you're unaware that anything is happening down there.
Correct. Great.
I mean, I assumed I started screaming like a wolf girl as soon as I dropped through.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You don't do anything unless you say you're doing it.
Well, yeah, you all did know that there was something evil down there, so.
At least an assumption of something would be made. Or at least enough to warrant preparedness.
Kristoff gives off whatever kind of scream you can give off with a muzzle.
How much time would it take to get down there? I'm assuming that'd be probably most of the turn, wouldn't it?
Honestly, let's see. How tall are you, Kristoff?
Large size. I think at least like 10 feet plus.
You would be under 15.
I don't remember what the size categories all are.
So, we'll let you have it. It's 15 feet from the
It
hole
doubles
to
his
the
height,
cylinder.
so like 12 feet-ish.
Okay.
The game works in squares. He's 2 squares tall.
And, you could very well shimmy down Kristoff if you wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be a full round to get down.
Alright, let's just... Or yeah, we could do an extend round, couldn't we? Or multiple move, or how's that work?
I would let you jump down the hole and roll an acrobatics to bounce off of Kristoff and land on your feet.
That was my plan. I was waiting for my turn.
That just sounds
Sorry.
way too fun not to try it. So let's try that.
And it's only a single move because you get down real quick.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll give that one to you.
I was gonna say it's probably a DC of 20, I'm guessing, right?
Well, there's actual DCs for jumping and landing on your feet. It increases for every 5 feet that you'll fall.
Let's see, Pathfinder, jump DC.
I mean, he's basically just parkouring off me.
Right?
Hardcore parkour.
If he shouts that as he's dropping, does he get an advantage, a +2 or something?
Jumping and falling. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, jumping and falling. For a long jump, a high jump. Or soft in the fall. Yeah, 15 feet would be DC 15. So you do manage to parkour off of him.
Sweet.
Lonely Sword, you're going to have to come up with something more creative now.
No. This was my plan originally. Just because you told them to do it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it now. Stealing my shit.
Add a cartwheel or something.
I'll kick Kristoff in the face on my way down and try and knock him out.
Do a somersault on a twist or something when you go down there.
Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll! That must have been a meme at some point. Because it was an achievement in World of Warcraft.
That's cool. Anything else you want to do, Torn?
Well, let me ask you this. Is there much options I've got left?
Yeah, you can still take a standard.
Sweet. I wasn't thinking I could. Let's attack the one closest to me there. 10 feet away.
Geez, plus 16 to hit.
Well, I'm open to anybody to look at it. I've got.
No, I believe you. That seems reasonable for favorite enemy. Just
Well, they undead Bane composite longbow too.
yeah, no, I mean it seems totally reasonable. Just means you're gonna carve these guys up.
I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping so.
Yeah, you may quick work a him.
I don't think there's a need to go that crazy on your specific for fucking undead. Makes it too easy.
Okay, Darius.
I really don't like undead.
And who can blame you? He'll take the more sensible route of climbing down Kristoff and just, that'll be his turn. He's not an acrobatic sort.
Lonely Sword.
I'll jump down, land on Kristoff's shoulder with my foot, then jump onto Darius' shoulder with my other foot, and then land on the floor nicely.
That would be what? 2 acrobatics checks? And you land ever so gracefully.
Really, if the ceiling's 15 feet and I'm at 12 feet, he almost can't help but hit my shoulder with his foot.
I actually stepped on the side of your face. I also stepped in horse shit while we were walking here.
Well, I'm in dog mode, so I'm probably a big fan of it.
So you're landing. Where do you want to land?
I don't care. Somewhere's down there. Did that take my full move to get there?
Yeah. Doing second acrobatics check, it would have taken you a little bit longer.
Alright. I am going to activate my... fuck, what's it called? Lesson. That's one. And not to, say stuff or not, but aren't gas the ones that make people roll when they come in within range of them? The nauseated or whatever for them smell? Is that gas?
I think it's ghouls and ghasts.
Ghouls paralyzed. No.
Ghouls
They
paralyzed.
both paralyzed.
They're both paralyzed, and I think they both have a stenchy type thing too.
Yeah.
No, ghouls don't have the stench, but I think gas are the ones that do. We should be rolling 3 fortune saves, I think.
No.
Depends on how close you have to be.
No, not the right ones?
Ghast have ghoul fever that they can inflict, and it does 1 to 3 con and dex damage.
Might be a holdover from second edition. I know in that they all sting. Or maybe 3.5.
Ghouls?
Yes.
Ghouls? I'm pretty sure they have stench. Yeah, stench. They have stench. I'm looking at it. I thought I was right with one. I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Maybe these are special gas. You don't know. Stop trying to make us all vomit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a lot that's missing from my other tab on this one.
Yeah, gas have a lot to them. That's why they're so much more difficult than other undead.
Winter. I just gotta step away for a second. All Villager's gonna do on his turn though is take the full round to go down. He ain't doing any acrobatic funny stuff. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Ah. For some reason, I have a ghoul without the advanced monster template. Okay, if you would give me just a second here, I am going to modify my bad guys. Thank you, Lonely Sword.
I tell you, he's working for the enemy.
Well, we fought some of these when I was doing Mummy's not Mummy's Mask, Age of Worms, and I could have sworn that they did that stench when they attacked us because they circled around and attacked us from behind while we were getting attacked by ghouls in the front, and it kind of fucked us over because they got 2 people with their save, and I could have sworn it was these guys.
So basically, we're gonna have like 1 round to kill them because there's enough of them. We're all gonna fail stench and have minuses to our saving throws.
I don't even remember what it does. I didn't look at anything when I looked at the ghoul. I just looked to see if they actually had the stench.
I think it gives sickened, but I don't remember exactly.
Yes, it does get sickened.
Okay, sickened's not too bad. It was the loss of the damage that killed us, I think.
Which gives you a -2 on attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, abilities.
Everything. Minus 2 on everything.
Okay, let's see. And 2 more numbers to adjust, and that's plus 27. And that one's plus 92. Damn it, Fantasy Grounds, cooperate.
You killed them all before I got back?
No, he's doing something.
They've turned into super creatures that are going to eat us alive.
Yeah, my creatures didn't have the advanced template.
Aw, shucks.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm at least going to make it fair. And that's +5, +3. 1, 2, 3 left of them. Sorry about that.
Oh, I gotta grab my supper. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, you're done anyway. And Villager, Villager, you're up. Drop down the hole and...
Yep. Take my time.
Okay, Christoph.
I'm gonna attack aghast.
Attack that ass.
It may stink, but I bit its head off.
So that's something if you use a bite attack, you get like permanently sickened or something.
I'm in dog form though. I'm used to eating poop.
Okay, since everyone has went, go ahead and make your fortitude saves.
Ruh-roh.
Okay, and second we have Christoph. And we have Darius.
But I don't even eat the poop.
And let's see, Lonely Sword saved. Manager, Christoph, Darius. Yep, we're good. Okay, gas
Not that I
number.
really want to argue, but you're sure I'm not? Was I out of the range? I had a lower save roll there than Christoph did.
Torin. Oh, sorry. Yes, you are correct. Okay, so you three are now sickened. And gas number 2 is gonna run up and attack Christoph, which would give you an attack of opportunity, right? No.
No. I think you were already within my reach.
He took more than a 5-foot step, right?
Where'd he come from?
Yeah, I come from the corner. I
Okay,
moved 10.
then yes. Well, that's not going to do it.
And he tries to bite you. And does not connect. And he's gonna run up and you only get one AoE, correct?
Correct.
And he's gonna try to bite you and manages to hit. And you take a whopping 5 points of damage, and I'm saying probably you need to make a fortitude save at the very least.
And I'm paralyzed.
Well, let's see. Yes, you are paralyzed
He has a
for
pair of eyes.
2
That's what I choose to
rounds.
hear.
Where'd my modifiers go?
Wait, did you say he's paralyzed for 10 rounds?
No, two. And guys, you all are sickened.
All of us?
No, the ones that got sickened. Or it's
I rolled my fort and ran to grab my supper, so I just go back.
yeah, the ones that failed their fortitude save are sickened for 9 minutes.
Yeah, it lasts a long time. I mean, even the minimum time is like 5 minutes or something, isn't it?
1d6 plus 4.
Yep.
Let's see, second. Gonna put a large number in there because. And okay, you are paralyzed. And let's see. If two special abilities come into play, is that one fortitude save or would that be two?
You get the roll for each one.
That's what I'm thinking. Would you like to make another fortitude save, Christoph?
You can see if I'm paralyzed and diseased. And I am! Yay!
Okay. Okay. You take 3 points of constitution damage. And you take 2 points of dexterity damage.
Hey man, that's what you get for going large.
That's
Could
alright.
just stayed nice and small.
I accept the risk.
And that will be his move. And you'll make those changes to your character sheet, right?
Already done.
Is it
Okay.
damage or drain?
It's damage.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
Yeah.
I just need a cure disease spell.
Okay, Torin, you are up, sir.
Yep, we're trying to get her done.
I'm gonna
Oh, no.
see. I'm gonna see that you're gonna lose that bow.
Kristoff has been taken over by the gas that hit him. Hurry, coup de grace him, kill him.
Well, like I said before, I would welcome somebody looking at it to make sure I've got that set up right, but I think that's what everything I've read.
Yeah, that's why hunters are bullshit. Or not hunters, rangers.
Only in the case of adventurers with super easily guessable favorite enemies.
Yeah, anytime I play a ranger, I was playing an archetype that removes favorite enemy. It's way overpowered. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
Okay, Darius, you're up, sir.
There's well. I don't see the gas on the map.
He's too. He's a rook move away from you. 2 squares to your left and 1 down.
Would that help?
No, I'm going to try to close the map and reload it.
He's right there. Where I'm pointing with my arrow.
It doesn't matter where you point if he's not showing up on my map.
Hey, Winter.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be a -2 to that damage I did to him for being gasted or whatever you want to call it?
It was in there.
Was it really? Oh,
Yeah,
it
if you
was.
just read your
Yeah,
read
I
the
see it
actual
now.
text. It will be on the second line at the very beginning. DMGR plus 3 longbow, composite versus undead, effects -2.
Yeah, I see it now.
All right,
Yeah, rangers
hurl
are very
again.
overpowered, especially if you're playing a campaign where there's one or two specific enemies that you can run into a lot.
Wahaha. Oh, nice.
You
It
love
came
hitting me
back
with
to
those
get me.
bombs.
It's gonna hit me too.
My god, I might have made the save.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure I auto fail.
Pretty sure you do. Save, yeah, save is 18. So, my save.
The save's an 18 now?
Yep.
Ugh. Stop being so goddamn good at your game saves. Stupid DCs.
Okay, Lonely Sword, what would you like to do?
Let's move over. Take a swing.
You're not gonna let me coup de grace Christophe, are you?
Well, it depends on if you survive or not.
Nope.
Not. You weren't gonna coup de grace him anyway. Don't give me that.
I was definitely going to try. So anyway, the bodies of poor Gast are now on the floor, and Christoph is now paralyzed and diseased and sickened.
I say we just give up on this guy and get a new one.
I mean, I'm only paralyzed for like 6 more seconds.
That's way too long for us to wait.
Yeah, I don't really want to wait that long. I got stuff to do, dude.
At the very least, I've got utility as a human ladder. I mean, I did my part.
Absolutely.
I should have just stayed above.
Okay,
But I
and
will look around down here now that I mean, I guess combat's over, so. I'll
Can
check
I
out
coup de grace him?
what's in this crate right near me.
I'll
Barrel,
allow
sorry.
it. Okay, let me find
Gotta
the
make sure there's
sheet.
no other threats.
Okay, as you're looking around, the barrels themselves, okay, obviously you are in a damp cellar. Um, and you can tell that this was it was a private workshop. It did escape the fire remarkably unscathed. Um, the cask are large water casks, and they're positioned for you to climb up and down on. Um, on the western wall, you see a trophy made of burnt heads dangling on chains. I'm sorry, this is in the center of the room. Uh, the chandelier has burnt human heads all around them.
Lovely.
How'd we miss that?
We always come to the nicest places.
Yeah, that's slightly disturbing.
And
Hey, don't look at me. I didn't choose this place.
searching the room,
I'll use the tech magic.
you find 12 silver crossbow bolts. Damn it. If you give me the option, why do you not give me the unoption in the same menu? Okay. You found 12 silver crossbow bolts. There's a slightly melted gold belt buckle worth 15 gold pieces, which I'm giving you credit. And there's an iron bracelet that has silver inlaid, and it depicts a moon eating an owl, and that's worth 75 gold pieces. So all total, you find the 12 silver crossbow bolts. Inventory. And 90 gold pieces. And you're figuring that the guest, these were just guests from the swamp area, from the marshlands that, explored the ruins and, found a decent nest.
In the case of the heads, I don't suppose we ever got a description of the doctor. Would we have any chance of being able to tell if, maybe the doctor is sort of numbered amongst?
Yeah, can, why doesn't everybody make a perception check?
I shall drink my Crypt Breaker's draught.
That really helped you, Darius. um, as you all are looking up at this horrible chandelier, it's clear to everyone. You can see, even though they're burnt, that all these heads had clear deformities. Darius,
I'm disappointed in you, Winter.
why is that?
I was really expecting you to say bite marks and pieces of skin missing from the ghouls eating them. And you were just like, they're just deformities. No cannibalism.
Well, you know. There's, you do notice that one of the heads is without deformities.
We might want to consider, I mean, there's no guarantee that that's the doctor, but we might want to consider bringing that head back to see. I don't know if trials in Uslav will allow you to use Speak with the Dead, but if there's like a court cleric.
We already used Speak with the Dead once, didn't we?
We did that. They like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, we should definitely bring, or we might want to bring more than one of the heads back, even because if they said the asylum was for people with physical deformities, maybe I would imagine these are the patients. Then maybe they saw something useful. I mean, as unpleasant as that is.
So would you like to gather the heads?
Maybe we can come back and do that if we find it necessary.
Let's at least take the one that wasn't deformed.
Darius
Well,
at least is going to go ahead and do that.
you know that this asylum did work with deformed people as well as mentally ill. So these are probably patient heads, especially since they're burnt.
Well, then Darius will gather up a couple. He's not going to bring them all because
Kristoff can pretty easily carry a couple.
we're scientists. We're not squirmish. Squeamish.
I just bit the head off a ghoul. These are nothing.
They're already cooked. They might make tasty snacks.
So does anyone have anything to remove the sickened condition that they wish to use?
Nope.
It's what, 10 minutes? So we can just sort of hang out outside.
I can't think of anything low level that removes sickened. I can't think of anything that removes sickened, actually.
Well,
We can eventually as a mercy. Not yet.
There's
What-
something for something gut, a consumable item, but I don't think any spells.
I tell you what, searching the room and getting out of the room and so forth, that took a good 10 minutes. So I will.
Does anyone remember what the name of that consumable is?
Not on top of my head.
No.
I want to say it's steel gut, but it's definitely not.
Can we just brew some ginger tea?
I prefer my tea to have more soul. I don't think anyone got that.
Lonely Sword is anti-gingers.
Okay, crawling out of the hole, you meet with no resistance and so forth, and you're standing back into the ruins.
Wait a sec. I want to check for. I want to walk around and touch every single wall and see if I can't find any secret doors or anything. I'm going to touch them one by one and take time. We got 10 minutes.
No, you're not finding any secret doors or anything. It looks like, there was a trap door in the ceiling above, and, he just climbed down. or someone would climb down. Okay. And I figure you're gonna take time to thoroughly search the ruins.
Yeah, I want to check out the headstones on the north side.
You can see as you're looking at headstones and so forth. You do see the names carved on them and so forth. One of the names is Dr. Brada. That's
And
the one that you recognize. And
We
they
should
all.
exhume her body and bring it back to the court for speak with the dead.
they said they
Well,
never found the body.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. They said they never recovered any bodies.
I start digging. Let's see what's there.
You know, if they buried him properly, it's going to take a while.
Honestly, the last graves, it takes time for a grave to settle when you bury somebody. It takes time for that dirt to compact. Really, you see a headstone, and you can't see any evidence that anybody buried a body there at all.
Okay. So it's really more of a memorial than actual graves. It does.
But that's
make
just
you
what
wonder.
brought it, because there does seem to be mounds in front of the other ones.
But it's an asylum. They've probably been burying patients there for years.
True.
Yeah.
Might be interesting to know if there's any bodies left, though. If we are open to the possibility that this was Verstag and Grimes, they might have
That's
looted
an
the
interesting
graveyard.
question. Are any of these upturned like something came out?
No, not at all.
I mean, I would think that with ghasts living nearby, they would have mostly been picked over by now anyway.
That's a possibility, too.
I'm not sure whether there'd be a lot to learn by seeing whether there's bodies given the presence of the ghasts.
I didn't notice the time, guys. I've really got to get to work right now.
No problem.
I'll be back.
Short break?
Yeah, if you want, or we can wrap up this section here really quick and then take a short break.
Sounds good.
User disconnected from your channel.
Okay.
Yeah, really, the ones that have the 8 of the tombstones, I think it was, they all bear the same date, which was, about 4 months ago, and you don't see any evidence that the ground has been dug up around them. And like there was never a body planted there, then that it is indeed a memorial. Looking at the other headstones, you can't really find any dates within the past 2 years.
Well,
He's been shipping the bodies out.
What was the frequency of deaths before then, if we see other headstones?
Where the ground's been dug up or evidence of any grave robbing.
He means frequency. Like, I think you're talking about, like, were their regular bodies being buried every so often, and then all of a sudden
Correct.
stopped.
Yeah, it wasn't like they were a body factory. So
a 2-year gap is unusual in the historical record.
No, I think he's saying that it wouldn't be that unusual.
Oh, okay.
right.
Okay.
They would lose a patient every couple of years.
Okay.
And as you're looking through the rubble, you come across a strong box.
Let's open it.
Yeah, whoever's good at that.
Yeah, it's mostly undamaged, but the lock took a lot of heat and has been fused together. So, anyone
Sounds
that
like a
wishes to
job
make a
for Kristoff.
DC 23 strength check.
Smashing, smashing.
DC 23 is not insignificant.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That ain't gonna do it.
Give it to the paladin.
Nope.
Could Bagheera chew it open?
We could try. What are you trying to open again? I totally missed something here.
We found a strong box, but the lock is melted, so it has to be smashed open.
Oh. Yeah, you can try.
We can always bring it with us.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could bring it to a blacksmith or something. They could probably force it open.
Just getting some, or go get a crowbar. We can always get some more tools that might make it easier.
Yeah, you should be able to either acquire the tools or find somebody to open it by the time you get back to town. Okay, so
I'm just gonna do another cursory glance then around the, just to make sure that we didn't miss something. I mean, I know there's a limit on how much we'll be able to move, but then I guess we should head back.
We might even get some sleep tonight.
Yeah, you're not finding anything of interest.
All right.
Okay, let's make it about 6 o'clock in the evening, and you're back in town.
Let's go hunt down a blacksmith or borrow a crowbar or something.
Kristoff wants to hunt down a priest and get a cure disease.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Half of you go off and manage to find a priest, and the other half manage to find a blacksmith who says, "Yeah, I'll open that for you for 2 gold pieces."
You got it.
And, he takes a hammer and chisel and tap, 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 and it's done. And inside, give me just a second. Back to the cellar for just a moment. Okay, when you were searching the cellar, you did find an unbroken vial. The label was very damp, but the words Vorstag and Grine, chemical bleach, are still very clear, are clearly visible.
Well, there's a proof that ties him to Vorstag and Grimes.
Well, you at least know that they bought bleach.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the safe, or the lockbox. inside of I'm sorry, I lost my place. Inside the strong box, you know, the strong box survived. However, it was a very hot fire, and the heat was enough to char most of the papers inside the lockbox. Does anybody have linguistics?
Darius does.
And or perception? I'd give you a high perception on that. Darius, with your perception, you know how when you burn paper in a fireplace, how it will start to turn to ash and, you know, it chars, but you can still see the words. You are able to make out the letterhead for Vorstag and Gran.
Did we
And
see deformed bodies in the water?
no, not here.
Vorstag and Grinds.
Yeah, there were corpses and no. At the time, you just knew they were dead.
Okay.
I don't think you checked them for deformity. But some of these pieces of paper are you're able to they're charred enough that you can still make it out, but they're not going to crumble. So there's another clue for you.
I had a little bit of an echo on that. What was that exactly?
Some of the papers inside the safe that were charred, they're not going to crumble to ash. And you know, if people study them long enough, they are able to make out the logo for, or the letterhead for Vorstag and Grind. You are able to take a couple of these pieces of paper for evidence without having to worry about them crumble.
Okay.
And guys, that's it for the sanctuary, and let's take 5.
Okay.
User joined your channel.
Hey, Vok, we're taking 5.
Okay.
Inside the lockbox, they found the lockbox had went through the heat of the fire, and it had charred most of the paper in there. A few pieces of paper that you were able to collect as evidence did display the Vorstag and Grind letterhead. In the basement, I retconned just a little bit. When you all were searching the basement, you found a vial of Vorstag and Grind chemical bleach. So you have some evidence there. And that's what you missed.
Alright, I'll be back in a minute then.
All right, I'm gonna take
Go
5
do a
as
patrol or
well.
something while I wait.